Hi everyone, I'm Vicky and welcome to my channel. Today I have a sort of different episode coming up because sometimes you have to speak on things you wish you didn't have to, I wish I didn't have to speak about racism and the suffering that so many people from the black communities and other minorities go through, but I guess I have no other choice because we still live in a racist society who also discriminates a lot of people everywhere around the world. And that just makes me absolutely disgusted. So I don't know what else to say. I totally know what else to say because I actually invited a special guest to collaborate with me in this episode because, well, if there is something that we learn about rock music is that you constantly must be trying to bring forward change. You know what? I wish I didn't have to speak anything. I wish the world was perfect, but well, it's not. There are still misogynist people out there are still racist people out there, and there are still homophobic, transphobic, and I could go on and on and on and talking about issues. But today I'm actually gonna focus on race because it has been a few weeks since George Floyd's death had a massive impact around the world, and I thought it was just the right time to say something. So let's do this.
Hi, I'm Vicky and welcome to my channel.
First of all, I want to introduce my special guest, my collaborator in this video, which is an incredible guy from Say Less podcast. If you guys don't know, I'm actually a journalist. I think you should introduce yourself first, so go on.
Hello everyone, I'm Daniel. I've got my podcast, Say Less podcast, but I've got the wonderful Vicky. Thank you very much. But yeah, we've got a lovely topic today and it's on the George Floyd situation.
Honestly, this topic needs to be discussed. Let's talk about George Floyd's death. What do you think is needed to change systematic racism?
Bro, what a way to kick this off. Oh my days. Systematic racism, yeah? Vicky, I hope you guys know about this, but even if you don't, or you don't know the full story, let me give you a bit from research I've done. So basically, America post-slavery, yeah? When they had to rebuild the whole nation, there are things called red lines, yeah? These are places that were built to just benefit a certain race and people of a certain economical standard. So black people were basically redlined. Their places were redlined in such a way that they were never going to have the benefits of this crowd over here. This crowd B and crowd A were different people. Crowd B, the blacks, yeah, and crowd A, the white, were situated in different places that had different benefits. In crowd B, the blacks, you couldn't have bank loans, you couldn't have funds, you couldn't go and just have a lovely college education, you couldn't have access to normal securities that people need. If you know what Maslow is, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, at the bottom, the very first, the base, is our basic needs that we need to survive. Bro, we did not even have this after the whole slavery situation. So black people are in every right to still be protesting that, yo, look at what is going on in society. We do not have what we need as a basic need, and you expect us to be seeing you take the knee like Nancy Pelosi did the other day, and you're kneeling wearing the kente dressing and whatnot. That doesn't say anything. Demonstrations and policy changes are different. So you see the black people, the way their life is set up, you can't own a house, you can't go to an amazing college, you can't even have the basic benefits that these white people enjoy. So when you have a person from team B and a person from team A grow up, already team A is giving him a huge gap. So you can't expect this guy from team B to actually have such a wonderful situation in life. So that is why we call it systematic racism, because it's how it's built. It's a system. People get into this kind of houses and complexes. You don't see a white man say you must live here. The cost for living here is much lower than here. And how is it much lower? Because it's not invested in that much. The schools here are not funded that well. The schools here though, they're funded well. So what do you get? No funds here, no good education. Now we can't make a whole lot of money, so we can't even move to these areas. You only have like a 1% of that 1% that actually move over here and then start to create another generation of like education and wealth. But because it's a systematic situation, we can't point a finger at anyone. We can't say, oh, he did it or he's at fault. Nah, it's a built system. So now that's the difficult part. And how can we solve this? I think, in my opinion, we go back to the root. How can we fund these places, these deprived areas and neighborhoods? How can we fund them in such a way the education is far better? How can we make sure the housing is far better? When you have amazing education and amazing housing, basic needs for a young child growing up, even though the father might not be there, but he has a home he's comfortable in, he's going to a school that is really getting tutored well in, bro, crime will definitely reduce. Black men will stop getting incarcerated. It will be so much more clear that we can tell that from just these little tweaks, we can see that the black society is getting better. But guess what? Are they gonna do it though? That's what we're hoping for. That's why people are protesting. So hopefully that happens. So in your question asking me, how can we solve that systematic racism? Please, one, build better schools, yeah? Give people an affordable accommodation. Let them live in a very good environment, yeah? So all this disgusting mindsets of wanting to rob and steal and whatnot doesn't flow in their head. So they have the same opportunity as this white boy growing up here. Those two things, yeah? Trust me, that will go a long way. Education, housing. Come on. Jobs. When we have good education, of course we're gonna get good jobs. So it's all going to link together. That's what I think about that.
Have you ever experienced microaggressions or racism in your life? What was the situation like?
Well, this was some time ago, like proper like some time ago. Well, basically, I went for this job interview, yeah? I was the only black guy there, and we're asked to mimic how we would like serve certain people. So I was like, pardon me, I was asked to like, okay, if there was a Chinese guy or whatever here, you as a black guy, how would you solve this? Blah, blah, blah. Then these other white people were asked as well, if there was a white person, how would you solve this? And basically asking me to explain how I react to minorities and asking the white how they react to white. So already you can tell from that kind of a stage, these white people are not even trained to even know how to behave to blacks. You're telling them how to behave to whites, and then because obviously I guess I couldn't fit their mold of how you react to a Chinese person, fam, I didn't get the job. And these white guys went to my university and I knew they had the job because obviously they were posting on their social media, going to work and stuff. So from that moment, yeah, I wouldn't say it was crazy because at that point I didn't really understand it. I'm not even gonna lie. This was like about maybe 5 years ago now, so I didn't really get it, to be honest. But just thinking about it, yeah, over time, I'm like, yo, how would you want me to behave? How I would react to a Chinese person if it comes to your store, and you're asking these white dons how they react to their own people. Like, clearly I wasn't gonna get that job from the start, bro. They just wanted to show, oh, we're kind of inclusive, oh, we did it. No, that wasn't it.
As a privileged white person, I always expect the police to defend me to some extent, and I know that it must be a very different situations for black minorities, because after watching news it really made me realize that still nowadays in 2020 people, they feel scared to leave their houses because they don't know what a racist cop might do to them, and this is absolutely awful. It's terrible. You know, the police is supposed to defend you after all, but I realized that not everyone has the same experience.
Like, to be fair, people do not feel safe to leave their homes. It is tragic. It's very painful. Like, even I know a family member that's got a he got a gun, fam. Like, just last week, he literally had to. He had to. What do you expect him to do? Walk around the street, and if a police pulls him up, he could probably die? Nah. Come on now. Black Lives Matter. He took the matter into his hands. Trust me. Like, bro, that was crazy. But yeah, you talked about the judicial system, yeah? Honestly, what I feel is we can see signs of this protest really impacting the world. I mean, donations from 175 countries, up to $13 million for George Floyd's family, having a golden coffin when he went on his burial. Like, Mayweather obviously paid for that whole situation. Kanye West donated $2 million. Now Michael Jordan, yeah, even though he wasn't even being clear, said he would donate 10 million for 10 years, 100 million, yeah. Something tells me Michael will probably do some business that will profit him back. But these other two people gave and did not expect nothing. Michael Jordan's one seems sketchy, I'm not gonna lie. But notwithstanding, people are doing something, and the protest all over the world. Like, this is the first time all 50 states in America have protest at the same damn time. Pardon me, at the same time. Yeah, first time. So George Floyd, his impact is, bro, we're talking Malcolm X, MLK level, if not more. Because, bro, the whole world did not see those guys. There wasn't social media. But now, bro, we can see this. It is so blatant and clear. People watch the man die for 8 minutes. It has never happened. Do you understand? So because clearly people have never seen a guy die for 8 good minutes, so it's a different scenario. The whole world is in on this. So the justice system, they might as well realize the whole world knows what is going on, and I think they should just get better policing. Yeah, get police officers in places that they can relate to the citizens of that community, like to the people of that community. Yeah, when you have a police, oh, I know Bob, I know James, they're just down the street. Yeah, he cannot then just kill you and say, oh, I was scared. You've known each other for years. So those are the kind of situations we need, and the judicial system has to make sure they're at a better position to actually investigate thoroughly, instead of doing things in such a case where 20 years later we'll realize, oh, this black person didn't do that crime, oh, this person did what. And still, that situation that happened with the woman, and where her brothers beat the boy to death, he died, she grew up, she's old now, she then said it didn't happen. A situation like that, still situation, check that out. If you don't know, Google it. Serious. So obviously the judicial system can do a whole lot better.
I watched a documentary on Netflix recently, and he migrated from his country in Africa to the US, thinking he would, have opportunities and all that. He went to college in the US, or as British people say, he went to a university in the US, and he was shot by a policeman for looking suspicious, even though he was just locking his door. He was about to leave his apartment to go to university or college, as you say, in the US. Why situations like this happen over and over again? What measures should be taken to bring change?
Police officers that are relatable, that people know from the environment. If I'm a police officer and I police the place I grew up in, I would never just shoot a man because I'm scared, because obviously I know most of the people there already. Now imagine taking someone to a whole different area where he doesn't even know anyone. Now you have excuses for such a situation where you just kill people for no reason. So guys, honestly, I think that's what we should do. I honestly think police officers should be placed at places where they know the people who live there. Honestly, I think it's a better situation than saying, oh, there's a risk of police officers colluding with offenders because they know them. Now we can take that risk as far as people are not dying mercilessly. Come on now. Honestly, and I hope a change is really there to come.
Thank you so much for taking your time to talk to me. I really appreciate it. I know you're so busy. You must be so busy right now as well. So thank you so much. And don't forget to check his podcast, guys. I'll put the links in the description down below.
Thank you so much, Vicky and Rocky, for having me on this one. I really enjoyed this. I really appreciate you guys. I want you guys to have a lovely time. Everyone that watched this, you guys should go check out their podcast. Thank you guys so much. Have a lovely day.
If you're watching this video, I'm gonna put a few links down below as well, so you can donate to Black Lives Matter, or maybe you can just support your local community and just help them with whatever they need during this time. But be an ally, let's fight against racism, because that's the kind of conversation we need to have over and over again, because racism in 2020 still exists, and it's absolutely disgusting. There's no place in society for racism. I'm done. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate if you took your time to watch this video because it has such an important message. So yeah, I hope you give the thumbs up, you write a comment down below, and just, you know, subscribe to my channel because I've been putting a lot of work into this. And guys, I really, I seriously need your support. Like, I can't just, you know, do better things if I don't have your support. And for my usual subscribers, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I always read every single comment you guys write, and you guys always cheer me up, so thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.